All right. Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everyone. Today, I'll be helping you out with this worksheet, which is, I may say, this is worksheet number 1. So on this worksheet, we have very few questions, which I'll be trying to help you out very quickly. So we have question number 1 here. This question says that here is a diagram made from circles and triangles. We have circles and we have triangles. Now the question is, A, write down the ratio of circles to triangles. So what we definitely do here is to simply count, all right? Count how many circles are there, ratio to the number of triangles. That is what you are supposed to do. So just count, write down the ratio of circles to triangles. Just count how many circles are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 circles, ratio, because here it says circles to triangles. So circles, the number of circles have to come first, followed by the number of triangles. So how many triangles are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 9 ratio 6. Okay, so what you're supposed to do now, 9 ratio 6 is not your final answer. What you're supposed to do is you have to simplify this ratio, right? This ratio to the lowest term. So you have 9 ratio 6. Now you have to think of a number which is dividing both 9 and 6. That number is 3. So divide by 3 here. Divide by 3. Then you simplify. This goes by 3. And this goes by 2. So the answer is 3 ratio 2. Okay, I hope that is clear. Then the next question is, write the ratio 210 ratio 126 in its simplest form. This word simplest form simply means simplify. So what are we supposed to do is just to simplify this. So you have 210 ratio 126 in its simplest form. That means you have to simplify this ratio to its lowest term. So like as I said earlier, you have to think of which number is dividing both of these numbers. So this number is 2. So divided by 2 there, divided by 2, 210 divided by 2, you'll be getting somewhere around 105. Okay, and 126 divided by 2, this will be somewhere around 63. And then you continue the process, you have 105 ratio 63. Then think of the number which is dividing both 105 and 63. That number is 3, so you have to divide by 3 throughout. And also simplify this. This will be getting somewhere around 35 ratio. This 63 divided by 3, that comes 21. And then you continue the process. You have 35 ratio 21. Continue with the process and check which number is dividing both of the numbers. You find that this number is by 3, nope, by 4, by 5. That number is 7. So divide by 7 throughout. So you find that 35 divided by 7, the answer will be 5 ratio 21 divided by 7, the answer is 3. So you find that I should stop here, 5 ratio 3. The reason being, I don't have any number that is dividing both 5 and 3. So that shows the lowest term. Right, so I hope that helps. You can pause the video and start recording the working plus the answers. So otherwise, let us continue to question C. In a fruit shop, the ratio of oranges to bananas, we have oranges there, we have bananas somewhere there, bananas. Okay, now the ratio of oranges to bananas is 7 ratio 3. Now the question is, all together, when you take oranges, the number of oranges plus the number of bananas, all together add up to 150. Okay? Now what is the question? How many bananas are there in the shop? Oranges in ratio form takes 7, and bananas in ratio form takes 3. So the question is, how many bananas are there? So what we are supposed to do is add this ratio, which is 7 plus 3, and you get 10. Okay? So now how do we use this total? And why did I plus these two ratios? It is because here they said all together, the oranges and bananas in total are 150. So that's why you have also to add the ratio. So step number 1 is to add the ratio. Step number 2, the question is how many bananas? So you come and take this 3, which is meant for bananas. So 3 out of this total ratio, which is 10, then you multiply by this total number of fruits. You multiply by 50, you multiply by 150, and then you simplify. Cut this 0 by that 0, you'll be getting 3 times 15, and here comes the answer to be 45. Now, this 45 belongs to how many bananas? So we say we have 45 bananas. See? I hope that helps quickly. Let us move on. Of this question here, which says Johnny has a metal pipe. Okay, Johnny has a metal pipe. We're given a metal pipe whose length is 90 centimeters long. She wants to cut the pipe into 3 pieces. Into three pieces. 3 pieces meaning that you have the first piece, you will have the first piece ratio, the second piece, okay, ratio, third piece, see? So you have something like so, all right? So we have the first piece ratio, second piece ratio, third piece, and the ratio numbers are 1:3, okay? So what is the question asking for? Johnny has a metal pipe of 90 centimeters in length. She wants to cut the pipe into 3 pieces in the ratio 1:2:3. Work out the length of each piece of pipe. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is to add these 3 ratios, 1 plus 2 plus 3, giving you 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, okay? So work out the length of each piece, all right? So if I'm looking for the first piece, if I'm looking for the length of the first piece, we're gonna do, the first piece has a ratio number of 1 out of this total ratio, out of 6. Then multiplied by the length of the pipe, which is 90 centimeters. See that? Okay. So from here, you need to do some calculations. First piece will equal by 6, 1 by 6. This will be 15. So 1 times 15, you'll be getting 15 centimeters. Okay. So what we're going to write for the first piece here, you write 15. Don't write 15 centimeters because centimeter is already there. Okay, so what you write there is just a number, 15. All right, how come for, when you come to the first, for the second piece then, second piece will equal, you see the number of the second piece is 2 in the ratio, so you're going to take 2 out of the total ratio, which is 6, then multiply by 90 centimeters. See, by 6, 1 by 6, that makes 15 again. Then you're going to have 2 times 15, that makes 30. See, that makes 30 for the second piece. So here you'll be writing 30 centimeters. Okay? Right, so go that way. How do we do for the third piece? For the third piece, we have a couple of ways you can do. You can still maintain the same arrangement of work. Take 3 for the third piece. So it will be 3 out of 6 multiplied by 90 centimeters, of which you're going to do the same thing. This makes 15. When you multiply the two numbers, 3 times 15, that gives you 45 centimeters. Okay? So you'll be filling here 45 centimeters. Now, checking if this answer is correct, you simply do 15 plus 30 plus 45. Okay, when you add these, you should be able to get 90. If you're not getting 90, then understand that somewhere, somehow, you went wrong. Okay? Right, I hope that helps and is clear, so you can pause the video and try to take short notes. Otherwise, let me continue with the next other questions. And here we go. Okay, we have this question here. This question is talking about a box, as you can see here. This question is talking about a box. In a box, the ratio of green to black pens. Oh, okay. We are given green pens. How many green pens are there? We don't know. Okay, so we are given the ratio of green to black. The ratio of green to black equals to 5:8. Okay? How many green pens are there? That we don't know. And something which you don't know, you put a letter. And how many black pens are there? Also, we still totally don't know. But the number of green pens ratio, the number of black pens, that ratio equals to 5:8. Okay? Now, what does this mean? It means that when you write this ratio in a form of a fraction, you're going to have x over y. You're going to have x over y equals 5/8. Can you see that? X over y equals 5/8. Okay? So you can just say, this is my first attempt. Okay? This is my first attempt, or this is my first equation. Now, go back to this question again. Imri takes 20 black pens out of the box. Okay. Imri takes. Okay, you have green. How many green pens are there? That you don't know. So you keep a letter X. Okay. Ratio, how many black pens are there? Also, that we don't know, is Y. Okay. But you are given that Imri takes 20 black pens out of the box. That means how many black pens are there? It is Y. Now, take 20, subtract 20 from Y. That is what it means. So how many black pens will remain? It will be Y minus 20. And how many green pens will be there? This will remain the same. This will remain X ratio Y minus 20. Okay? So how many green pens will be there? It will always remain X. Why? Because they said Imri takes 20 black pens out of the box. So about the green pens, everything is the same. But now, after taking the 20 black pens out of the box, now the new ratio, now the ratio of green to black becomes 5:6. See that? So that will give you the second equation, which will be as a fraction. This will be X over Y minus 20. That will give you 5/6. So this will make your second equation. Okay? So now, how do we move on? Here, you should be very careful. How do we combine this equation and that equation? And remember, the question here is asking for work out the number of green pens. Work out the number of green pens. See? How many green pens are there? That means you are supposed to find the value of x. Find x, because x stands for the number of green pens. Okay, so here we go. Since here they need the value of x, so we are not supposed to consider y. So what I'm going to do is remove y from each of these two equations. I'm taking out the value. I'm taking out the letter y, but I have to do it mathematically. Starting with the first equation, what we do, x over y equals to 5 over 8. I'm thinking on how I can remove y. So what I'm gonna do is do the reciprocal. That instead of writing x over y, I'm gonna write y over x, that equals to. So y going up, x going down. I also do the same thing. 8 goes up and 5 goes down. See that? And from here, I'm going to multiply by x on both sides. So multiply by x, so that this x and this x can go and vanish. And here you remain with y equals to 8 over 5 times the x is 8 over 5x. Can you see that? So in place of y, instead of writing y in here, in this equation, I'm gonna write 8 over 5x, okay? This question looks to be difficult, okay? So what I'm going to do is do this. Y equals to 8 divided by 5. 8 divided by 5. Can I put it as a decimal? Let me try to do that. 8 divided by 5 is 1. This is 5. This is 3. This will be 1.6. Y equals to 1.6 x. Okay. So in the place of y, I'm going to write 1.6x. So I go back here, I come back to this equation, I go back to that equation, then I write the following. This is x, divide by, in the place of y, I'm going to write 1.6. In place of y, I'm going to write y equals to 1.6x. So in place of y, I'm going to write 1.6x, then minus 20. See that? That will equal, you see, x in place of y, I'm going to write 1.6x. Okay, then a minus 20 equals to 5 over 6. Okay, one more last time. When you reach here, you cross multiply. So it will be 6 times x, which is 6x, equals to 5 multiplied by 1.6x minus 5 will multiply 1.6x minus 20. And that has to be in brackets. Then you open brackets, this will be 6x equals to 5 times 1.6. 1.6 times 5. I guess this will be 30. Carry 3, this will be 8. Yeah. So this will be 5 times 1.6, this will be 8x. Then 5 times negative 20, this will be minus 100. You see that 5 times 20 is 100. Then when you reach here, you collect like terms. So there are a couple of ways you can do. Shift this 8x there. This is positive. When it shifts there, it will be 6x minus 8x. That equals negative 100. See that? So to find the value of x here, this will be negative 2x equals to negative 100. Find the value of x, you need to divide by negative 2. You need to divide by negative 2. This will equal x equals to, this turns into positive, 100 divided by 2, you get 50. So how many green? The question is work out the number of green pens in the box. So there are 50 So there are 50 green pens. Okay, so I know there is another alternative to do this, but I have a feeling that it's better you move with this kind of, complicated methods, because perhaps it can try to build maybe your understanding. Okay, so otherwise you can pause the video. As you can see, you can pause the video, try to make follow-up on how I have worked out all that, and then try to copy the notes. Okay, and then you can try to check. You can try to check this if the answer is correct. You can try to check that if the answer is correct. Then you can come back to me, or we can discuss this in class. If you find that the method is confusing you, you can still have a discussion in class. Otherwise, let me proceed. Work out the number of green pens in the box. So there are 50 green pens in the box. Okay, here we go. What if they could have asked you how many black pens are there? How many black pens are there? So how many black pens are there? That means they are looking for the value of y. But remember what we said? We have said from here that x over y equals to 5 over 8. X, which is 50, divided by y, the answer equals to 5 over 8. Now they want to find the value of how many black pens are there. So you need to cross multiply from here. This will be 5y equals to 50 times 8. To find the value of y, I need to divide by 5. I need to divide by 5. So y, which stands for the number of black pens, this simplifies to 10. So the number of black pens will be 80. These are black pens. These are black pens. So you can see how the answer is correct. Okay, so the number of black pens equals to 80 black pens. Okay, I hope that helps. So you can pause the video and try to make follow-up. Just pause me and then try to do that. Okay, otherwise let me continue. Let me try to erase everything here. Okay, so that I'm gonna gather space for me to do the next question. Okay, here we go. There are 12 adults. There are 12 adults, 24 girls, 6 boys in a room. Work out the ratio of adults to girls to boys. Okay, work out the ratio of adults to girls to boys. Okay, so how many adults are there? There are 12. Ratio. How many girls are there? There are 24. How many boys are there? There are 6. Okay, so work out the ratio. This is the way how we write the ratio of adults to girls to boys. Okay, so then you don't need to stop here. Any ratio has to be simplified. You have to simplify the ratio. And that is what it means by simplest form. Sometimes they say lowest term. When they say lowest term, they mean simplest form, and that means simplify your ratio. Okay, so here, how do we simplify? It's easy. Try to think of which number can divide all these 3 numbers. Which number is that? You can see that every single number is divisible by 2. So take that, you have 12, ratio 24, ratio 6. You need to divide by 2 because every single number here is divisible by 2. When you simplify this, this gives you 6, ratio 12, ratio 3. And again, do we have another number that divides all of these 1, 2, 3 numbers? Yes, we have. This is 3. So you have to divide by 3. You have to divide by 3. You have to divide by 3. Okay, so when you simplify that, you'll be getting 6 divided by 3 is 2. This is 4. This is 1. See that? This becomes to be your final answer. Okay, I hope that helps. So you can pause the video, take notes, right? But otherwise, let me proceed. Let me proceed with the next questions. 3 sisters receive money in the ratio of their ages. Oh, okay, we have 3 sisters who receive money in the ratio of their ages. So let me try to erase. Let me try to erase this. Move everything here. Okay, so here we go. Even take out that. Okay. Hi. So we have 3 sisters receive money in the ratio of their ages. Safia gets 3 sisters receive money in the ratio of their ages. So we have Safia. We have Safia comes first. Angelic comes second. So I'm trying to put the names in the form of ratio. And Gabriela. Okay, here we go. Safia gets $18. Okay, Safia gets $18, but how old is Safia? So we have 2 things. We have money and we have age. We should be very careful. Okay, we have money and age. So Safia gets the money is $18. That's the money. But how old is Safia? That we don't know. So let us keep it as X. Okay. Angelic is 6 years old. Angelic is 6 years old and gets $9. Gabriela is 4 years and gets not mentioned, gets Y dollars. Okay. Now, work out how old Safia is. Work out how old Safia is. The first thing you have to do is to write the money in the form of ratio. This means 18, ratio 9, ratio Y. Even the same applies to age. The age will be X, ratio 6, ratio 4. Okay. So Safia gets $18, Angelic is 16. 3 sisters receive money in the ratio of their ages. Okay, in the ratio of their ages. So that means when I write the age in the ratio form, I'm gonna have X, ratio 6, ratio 4. This is the ratio. The ratio of their ages, X, ratio 6, ratio 4. That should be equal to the ratio in terms of their money. So you're gonna have 18, ratio 9, also ratio Y. Okay? So what I'm going to do is work out how old Safia is. Safia is X. Safia is X years. So what I'm gonna do is ignore, because I'm looking for the value of X, so I'm going to ignore this number. I'm going to ignore this number. And also I'm going to ignore that. Surprisingly, I'm gonna have X, ratio 6. Remember, X is for the age of Safia. So X ratio 6 will be equal to 18 ratio 9. Now from here I can figure out what is the value of X. You know how? I'm gonna do this ratio as a fraction. So this will be x over 6 equals to 18 over 9. Cross multiply, I will end up getting 9 times x is 9x equals to 6 times 18. 6 times 18. Okay, to find the value of x, divide by 9, divide by 9. So 9 goes by 18. So you find that x, which is the edge of Sapphire, equals to 6 times 2. That gives you 12 years. 12 years is the age of Sapphire. I hope that is clear. All right. The next question is calculate how much money Gabriela gets. Gabriela. So this time I'm going to remember what I ignored. Remember here we had, let me take you back to what we ignored first. Okay. Let me try to rewrite what we ignored. Okay, so we had x here, x ratio 6 ratio 4 equals 18 ratio 9 ratio 5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now work out how much money Gabriela gets, the value of y. So what I'm going to do is ignore this and ignore that. So I'm going to have 6 ratio 4 equals 6 ratio 4 equals 9 ratio y. So from here I can work out what is the value of y. So write this ratio in the form of fraction. This will be in the form of fraction. This will be 6 over y equals 9 over y. So from here you cross multiply. 6 times y. 6 times y is 6y. 4 times 9, you can leave it like that. 4 times 9, to simplify. So to find the value of y, you need to divide by 6. You need to divide by 6. See that? That makes y equals 2. Now to find the value of, how do we simplify this expression? This we simplify by 2, that is 2. By 2, that is 3. By 3, that is 1. By 3, that is 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. So Gabriela gets $6. $60. That is for Gabriela. Right? I hope everything is clear, and we can a little bit move on. We have some few minutes remaining. We have, this question says, Carlos makes a fruit drink. Carlos makes a fruit drink by mixing orange juice and grapefruit. Okay, so Carlos makes a fruit drink by mixing orange. Okay, by mixing orange. So we have this question, which looks to be lengthy, but just, okay. Carlos makes a fruit drink. So we have a fruit drink by mixing orange. When you take orange juice, ratio grapefruit. So Carlos is mixing two types of fruits, orange and grapefruit. Okay, so Carlos makes a fruit drink by mixing orange juice and grapefruit. The ratio of orange juice to grapefruit juice, this ratio equals, the ratio of orange juice to grapefruit juice is 3:1. 3:1. He makes 10 liters of fruit drink. Remember, this fruit drink is made by mixing two types of juice, orange juice and grapefruit juice. Okay, so when you take orange juice put together with grapefruit juice, you will be getting a total of 10 liters. You'll be getting a total of 10 liters, where L stands for liters. So since I have a total here, even this ratio have to be added. So do 3 plus 1, that equals 4. Okay? So work out how much orange juice, orange takes 3, because this is the number to be mentioned first. So orange takes 3 and grapefruit juice takes 1. So work out how much orange juice. So you'll be taking 3 out of this total, then you multiply with the total number of liters that you have, because they need how much orange juice he uses. Okay, so you're gonna take by 4, 1 by 4, sorry, by 2, that is 2, by 2, this is 5. I should repeat this part. Sorry for the inconvenience. So we have 3 out of 4 multiplied by 10. Okay, so by 2, that is 2. By 2, that is 5. Okay, this will be 3 times 5 is 15 over 2. And this gives you as a decimal 7.5 liters. This is of orange juice. This is of orange juice. All right, so I hope that helps, and then we can keep moving. Okay, so can I stop here? Let me push on, because I have several questions. I have so many questions here on this paper. So don't mind if I push on, because I want to help you, my students. Now here we go. We have this question. The table shows the number of men. The table shows the number of men, women, and children watching a film at a cinema. Write the ratio of men to children in its simplest form. Men to children. So you're going to have men coming first and children coming second. Is the way how we write the ratio men to children. But how many men are there? This is 8 men are there. And how many children are there? That makes 24. Now this you can't call it to be the final answer, because they said keep it in the lowest form or keep it in the simplest form. So what are you gonna do? We have 8 ratio 24. We need to think of a number dividing both of the numbers. That number is 2, so dividing by 2, that simplifies to 4 ratio 12. Think one more step. This also goes by 2, by 2. This makes 2 ratio 6, still one more step. Divide by 2, divide by 2. That will equal 1 ratio 3. And you are done. This is the ratio of men to children. Okay, that's the ratio of men to children. Now, Andy, okay, so this is the answer, right? The ratio of men to children in its simplest form. So the answer is 1 ratio 3. Okay, but don't write 3 ratio 1. No, it's 1 ratio 3. Order is very important. So write 1 ratio 3. I hope for this video, this marks the end of video number 1. Then stay tuned for video number 2. So it was my pleasure speaking to you. My name is Mr. Zebron Ernest. I'm a teacher at Al Muntazili Islamic Seminary. Bye-bye for now.